judge just denied your client bail again.
Yeah, she did. She denied, in point of fact, she denied 2 applications. One is to restore his bail, and the other one is an alternative application. If you won't restore his bail, then transfer him to home detention. These 2 applications were geared towards providing the environment for him to get a fair trial. Unfortunately, the court was not in sync with us. But it's very, very important to stress this point, that what got us this far, what led to all these problems, is the refusal of the court to obey or implement, for want of a better word, to implement the ruling of the Supreme Court that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never jumped bail, that he was driven into exile by the actions of the prosecution, and therefore the ruling by the court that a jumped bail shouldn't have been made. So, ordinarily, we expected that this court would have just followed suit by restoring his bail, but it didn't happen. So now the court that's not what the Supreme Court said. So we're going to look at that. We're going to go home as a legal team and ruminate over this and come out with a legal response to this anomaly. The court made some order that it felt is in our favor, but really it's not in our favor. It made modifications in the conditions of the detention at the DSS. If you recall, they used to take documents from us. They used to listen in because they bugged the place and everything. She made an order that the room should be changed and all that. But I think this is barbaric, and that we should take note. This is barbaric. It's not enough to guarantee that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will get a fair trial. So in the next few weeks or days or whatever, before the next adjourned date, you will hear from the legal team as to our next course of action. My other colleagues would like to say a few words as well. Thank you.
Okay, we had another kind of ruling today, which the ordinary person on the street might think that a favor had been done to us, but it's still the same thing. It's just the other side of the coin that was tossed. We are still going to remain in the premises and facilities of the DSS. You know, this issue of bugging is a very critical and technical thing. And we know that the Nigerian DSS is about the most sophisticated secret police in the whole of Africa. And they have a lot of equipment. The walls, inside the bricks of their building has chips, microphones, cameras, inside the walls of their building. So there is no how the court has made it that they should give us a clean room. Who determines the cleanness of the room? Who determines the positions of the box? So the thing, provided it's still inside the DSS premises, it's still there. Those boxes will always be there. These things have been built long before now. You know, and these are structures and boxes that have been planted many years. They can't break the walls of the houses, of their rooms, to remove those boxes. Now let me tell us something. Recently, they moved us to the office of the assistant director that they call ADOS. Now, in that place is somebody's office, all manner of equipment. There are so many things. So how do you even determine that the place does not have a bug? A room filled with property, chairs, television, gadgets, cameras. How do you determine what is functioning and what is not functioning? So it's like giving us a banana with one hand and then collecting it with the other hand. So there is nothing new, nothing has changed. Provided you are in the premises of the State Security Service of Nigeria, nothing has changed. A place where you can say it's not bugged is the Nigerian prison. You can be sure that in the Nigerian prison, nothing is bugged. And now, the witnesses that they are going to bring are those who are working in the DSS. So those witnesses will sit in the other room and listen to our questioning and answer session with our clients. Then at the end of the day, when you now bring the witness to court, they already know what we are going to ask. They already know the answers to everything. So we want, you see, justice should not only be done, there should be seen to be done. Now, if you took us to the Nigerian prison, we believe that the Nigerian prison does not have special interest in this matter, as the DSS has. The DSS have 101% interest. Now, if you take us to the prison, the prison people know that their function is to keep
personally believe that now is the time for Nigeria to begin to bind the wounds of division. So I am therefore using this opportunity to appeal to our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to address some certain mistakes and missteps of the past and begin to redirect our nation to path of national reconciliation. And one way our president can do this is to look anew at the case of Mazi Nnamdi and immediately consider the prospects of political solution to his situation. If the president does this, our president would have put his hands in the arc of history and begin to bend that arc towards the hope for a better Nigeria that is anchored on justice, equity, fairness, peace, security, and economic stability. So long as this matter drags on, the wounds of division will continue to last. And that is not what this country needs now. What we need now, more than anything else, is peace and unity. What I'm asking the president to do is to consider the prospects of political solution to the situation. That is by way of out-of-court solution to this problem. This is a political matter that ought to have been dealt politically by exploring political solutions. That is our call to the president and by extension, the federal government of Nigeria. My name is Captain Peace Johnson, U.S. Army retired.
All right, wonderful people, welcome back. Reaching to you direct from the court, and that is how the issue has been going today. The court has not really judged in the favor of Mazi Nnamdi, and that is why his legal counsels are lamenting. They say that the judgment was not in their favor, even though that there were some proceedings there. But according to them, from the second lawyer who spoke after Aloy Ejimako, he said that it was just as if that Justice Bintanyako turned the other side of the coin for them. That even though for a layman may think that the judge had actually favored them, but to him as a professional, for the judge moving Mazi Nnamdi from the former room to another room is still in the same thing. That is just like putting a peg in a round hole, according to Mazi Nnamdi's legal counsel. And if you look at that particular matter clearly, if you try to dig deep, like what Mazi Nnamdi, one of the legal counsel, said, you find out that that is true. That keeping him in that DSS detention leaks, whatever question his legal team asks him, and giving the opposition an upper hand, because the DSS center is their center. The DSS, according to them, could have kept a book that reviews whatever they discuss with Mazi Nnamdi, giving the opposition legal team upper hand against them. And according to them, they want a safe place, a safe environment whereby they will be able to communicate well with their client, according to them, because they believe that the prison or maybe private house arrest would be better. And Mazi Nnamdi has pledged that if he is given bail or maybe a private house arrest, that he is not going to evade bail, that what happened the other time was not his fault, that he was on his own. The army invaded his home in Afaruku Ibeko, Umuahia, Abia State, where he lives, and he had to run for his life because he does not know what is after him. And a lot of people, about 27 people, according to report, lost their life in that NIG army invasion in Afaruku Iberuku. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's father's compound life, King Carlo. Of course, you know that the man in question is a prince, and his legal counsel are saying what is best for them is that the court should grant that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should go down to the correctional center where they will have a private conversation, where they will be able to have a private conversation with him, or probably a house arrest. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers has been advocating. Remember that the other time they had also pleaded that the court should grant him bail, of which Bintanyako, who is the judge in charge of that matter, did not pay attention to. And now the case right in front of us is that he should be taken to a correctional center where the DSS will not have access to any discussion, or will not be able to bug him and his client, so that their discussion will be private, because they believe that there is a decoding, and that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is kept there in the DSS custody. You can see, and I will say kudos to the other man, the other young man who made a comment and said that the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GFR, should pay attention to that particular matter in order to set